To conclude the debate.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank honourable members for their contributions. The Honourable Sarah Game, the Honourable Ben Hood and the Honourable Tung No, and I thank the opposition and the Honourable Ms Game for their support of this bill. Mr President, I do really want to express my empathy with the position that the Honourable Tung No is in. He's often wheeled out to sell the unsellable, and I feel sorry for him because really no amount of government advertising can make that position look good. It's pretty shameless, Mr President. They've really got more front than John Martin's to undertake this Olympic-style backflip. Let's not forget, when the Labor Party were in government, they were very happy to impose these rules on the then Marshall government. And indeed, in the upper house, I moved a private member's bill, or an amendment to a government bill at the time, which the Labor Party was enthusiastically supportive of, and in the other place, they advanced a private member's bill. Well, now they're in government, they have an opportunity to actually put their money where their mouth is. And what do? Well, they squib at the opportunity. And I can't understand why that would be, Mr President. What would lead to that about face? Because when they were in opposition, they were very vocal on this. Why would they change their position now, I ask you, Mr President? It is really an embarrassing about face and very disappointing, because this bill actually draws on ideas that have been proposed by both sides of politics. As the Honourable Ben Hood noted in his remarks, the bill draws on a proposal from the then Minister, the Honourable Vicki Chapman. It also draws on the very sensible ideas of the Honourable Stephen Mulligan. It puts them all together, and it also introduces a few new elements that had been proposed by the Grattan Institute. So I am very disappointed that the Labor Party have adopted such an inconsistent approach on this. The Honourable Ben Hood raised a question of clarification, and to save time in the committee stage, assuming that this bill passes this stage, I might respond to a few of those points now, Mr President. So the Honourable Member raised a question about what would happen for a Member of Parliament that was inadvertently captured in advertising. There is a provision in the bill that makes it clear that it's not a breach if the photo or the use of their image occurred while they were not an MP, or if they could not reasonably had known that they were going to be in the advertising. So, for instance, if you had a scenario where a Member of Parliament was a community advocate or whatever, they were featured in some government advertising or stock photos, and they didn't know that they were going to be used in an upcoming campaign, then there wouldn't be consequences that would flow to that member. I think the other question that was asked was around the $10,000 limit. Under the proposal, any proposal from a government department to expend more than $10,000 in the lead up to an election would need to be approved by the Auditor-General. I understand the opposition was interested in how the $10,000 figure was arrived at. That was the figure that was in the Labor Party's original proposal, and indeed the one that I advanced back in 2022 or 2021, I believe it was. The reason why that quantum was arrived at, from my perspective, or why I continue to use that quantum, was because there was consistency with the proposal previously advanced by the Labor, then Labor opposition. But also it does set a very low threshold, which I think is appropriate only in that lead up to the election period, where we want to ensure that if lines between government advertising and political party advertising are potentially blurred, there is a high level of scrutiny. And that's what the bill proposes, but only in that lead-up period. So if this bill passes the upper house, Mr President, it would send a very clear message to the Malinauskas government that they need to lift their game in this regard. I think it puts them on notice that this chamber is watching what they are doing with government advertising, watching what they are doing in terms of spending government money on promoting themselves and on backslapping exercises, and really urges them to adopt a better standard. Now, the Honourable Mr No says the government's already doing it. Well, if they're already doing it, why wouldn't they support enshrining these principles in legislation? The reality is they know that they are not meeting the expectations of the people of South Australia in this regard. I commend the bill.
The question is that this bill be now read a second time. Those for the question say aye. Aye. Against say no. The ayes have it. Clerk.
A bill for an act to regulate government advertising and for other purposes.
Eleven clauses and there are no indicated amendments. Are there any contributions at clause 1? I'm going to put that clause 1 stand as printed. Those for the question say aye. Aye. Can't say no. The ayes have it. Are there any contributions on clauses 2 to 11? The question is that clauses 2 to 11 stand as printed. Those for the question say aye. Aye. Can't say no. The ayes have it. Question is that this be the title of the bill. Those for the question say aye. Aye. Can't say no. The ayes have it. I have to report that the committee has considered the bill and has agreed to the same without amendment. The Honourable Mr Sims, you're going to move that the report be adopted.
I move the report be adopted, Mr.
Is it seconded? Seconded. Put the question. Those are the questions say aye. Aye. Can't say no. The ayes have it. I need a minister.
Notice of motion number 1.
Aye, against, so no, the ayes have it. The Honourable Mr Sims.